What's up YouTube? This is Ace from Fit to Play Games, and today is October 31st, 2019. I just want to say happy Halloween to everybody and all my candy collectors and all my game collectors. Anyway, I promised you guys that I will be releasing video game pickups on the 25th of each month. But since today is Halloween, I thought I'd change it up a bit and go ahead and do a special Halloween games pickup for October of 2019. Without any more waiting, go ahead and grab that coffee of yours, have a seat, and relax. First up, we have the Sega Genesis collection for the PSP. So featured here, guys, I wanted to show you just a couple of games on the PSP. Mind you, the videos taken here are from my PSP, which I just attached on the TV since I could not find the connection that I have from components to HDMI. So I went for the easiest route possible, which is just used my camera to video record whatever I have on TV. So I'm kind of just editing this for you guys, but as you can see, this is the Virtua Fighters that is included in the Sega collection for the PSP system. So guys, another game that was included in the Sega Genesis collection for the PSP is this game called Sword of Vermilion. Now, I'm definitely intrigued because I don't think I've ever played this game before. As you guys can see on the video here, I'm just kind of going around town. I know that there's already a quest that my father is seeking for me. He wants to talk to me and he is in his deathbed. But had I not have any videos that I want to upload like this one that I'm showing you guys, I probably just continued playing this game because this is definitely brings me back to all of those older RPGs that I used to play on the original PlayStation system. This is no different. It's definitely a very good role-playing game. There is a story behind the game, and I cannot wait to review this game again and show you how far I've come along. Anyway, this is Sword of Vermilion from the Sega Genesis collection. Next up, we have Metal Gear Acid for the PSP system. Now, I just want to mention to you guys, I have no experience nor any kind of knowledge regarding this Metal Gear for the PSP. So if you guys kind of noticed, as I'm trying to play this game, I still needed some time to kind of figure out how the controls work, and thus you will see me going back and forth at times in the video and trying out new things. I just really don't have any background, and if I do, it'll probably be in another video where you guys can see how I actually fare in regards to playing this game. But otherwise, this one is one of the games I picked up for the PSP. Next, we have the Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. This is really a very easy game to play because I have experience playing the Need for Speed games, so therefore Midnight Club was no different. It's just another option for us gamers to play in regards to customizing cars and also racing using the customized cars that you have created in game. And I think this game is pretty good for its age. I would definitely play this game if I'm traveling and I have my PSP with me. This is probably one of the games that I would play with just because it's very fun, and if you get bored on a certain game that you're playing, this is another game that would definitely give you some adrenaline rush when it comes to completing certain tasks and racing and also upgrading and making your cars better. Next up, we have the game Frantix. Frantix is basically a role-playing game slash puzzle game where you need to collect gems in order to unlock different areas in the map so you can get some more gems and unlock more things. Basically, it's one of those games that you need to complete a certain level to unlock another level, which is actually, in my opinion, it's very nice. It's got good graphics, and you know me regarding role-playing games, this is definitely something that I would play and spend some time playing as well. Next up, we have Tony Hawk Underground Remix. So all my skateboard enthusiasts, this is Tony Hawk Underground Remix for the PSP. Now, guys, I know the first thing you're going to say is, God, Ace, you suck at playing this game. I do. It's been probably 10-15 years since the last I played this game religiously, because to be honest, I'm not really a skateboarder in life. I don't know how to skateboard, and this is the closest thing that I could ever get to doing some skateboarding games. But the last time I played was probably 2004, 2005, when the first Tony Hawk Underground came out. Anyway, my suckiness aside, this is definitely a good game that I picked up. It was fairly cheap. It was from the usual place that I go to, which is Savers, and I got this for half off. I just want to say this is a very fun game to play. If it's entertaining. It's something that I would play continuously if I wanted to see myself do a Superman dive, even just virtually. Anyway, it's a very good game. It's very solid. It's seen a whole lot of upgrades throughout the years, and I believe the gaming company is still creating some skateboarding games based off of Tony Hawk Underground. So, you already know that this game is definitely something that is very good and people actually play for fun. It's a very fun game. Next, we have the Star Wars Battlefront 2. So, Star Wars Battlefront 2 was just like the game that I showed you guys from a previous video. I don't know which episode that was. Maybe that was the September games pickup. I'm not sure, but all of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 is definitely a fun game, especially if you're into using different kinds of character that you can unlock in game. Of course, you get to start with either the clone troopers or the you start off with clone troopers or the commandos, whichever side you choose in the game, and then eventually, as the more you capture certain flags, you get to unlock more characters, more Jedis. Definitely be able to unlock Darth Vader. You can unlock Mace Windu. This is definitely Battlefront 2, so you will have Mace Windu in here as well, Yoda, and Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, and also Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, I was still trying to get used to the controls of this game, so that's why if you guys take a look at the gameplay, I'm not able to, kill enemies as fast as I could, but eventually I got used to it, but I was not able to unlock any more characters. I just wanted to show you guys how the gameplay works and what it looks like playing in the PSP system. So next up is the Untold Legends. So the Untold Legend games actually reminds me a whole lot of the Champions of Norath and EverQuest games that was, I believe they were originally for the PlayStation 2. It is a solo or multiplayer type of game where the purpose of the game is for you to choose a character, strengthen your character through leveling up, and also questing, so you can take down stronger monsters as you quest around the entire realm. Now, this is definitely a very fun game. Curious to say that I wonder what else is entailed for me when I continue to play this game. I wanted to play it more as I'm trying to show you guys this video at the time of the time of recording this video. I almost forgotten that I'm actually recording the footage for you guys that I wanted to quest more, and I almost went out of the whole training or the beginning area here, where basically you train your character for the very first time, get a feel for the game, and etc. But other than that, this is a very curious, very fun game that I have tried out, and I can't wait to just sit down and play this game and spend some time with it, for sure. Definitely a good pickup in my opinion, and if you guys ever come across this game, it's probably something that you should also pick up and add to your collection. Next up, we have Dungeon Siege: Throne of Agony. Now, Dungeon Siege is another surprising game in my opinion, because I can't believe this is actually a very good game. Now, the previous game, just like the Untold Legends game, this is another game that I would definitely want to sit down and take my time in playing, just because there is a huge depth. As I can see, there's a huge depth in the storyline as you grow your character and get stronger in building up your character's abilities and skills, that there is more to this whole game. Now, playing this game as at the time of the recording makes me want to play it more, but had I not have any recording or any kind of footage that I want to show you guys, I would probably be continuing and playing this game still. Anyway, that is Dungeon Siege: Throne of Agony. Definitely a good game. If you guys come across this game, I highly recommend you guys pick it up because it's very fun. Next up is Street Fighter Alpha Max 3. Street Fighter Alpha Max 3 is definitely a good game. It was just a little bit harder to input some of the movements and keys into the PSP system, but otherwise a very good game. Some of the footage here has been edited because the screen on my PSP and the screen on my TV was turning black, so I wish I could have shown you more, but I had to edit out the bad stuff. Anyway, this is definitely a very good game. If you guys come across it, don't even double check yourself, just pick it up. It's definitely worth it. Next up, we have Generation of Chaos. So Generation of Chaos is like a mishmash of different kinds of genre, but I would definitely characterize this game as a role-playing game slash strategy style of game. It has your Vanguard Bandits slash your Final Fantasy game mixed into one. Basically, you can allocate your skills, definitely level up your attributes in the game, and create your own character that can command a whole unit, which is very fun. It's got magic, some healing, and strategy type of style in the game, which is not gonna make you bored. Actually, as you can see in the footage here, I was having so much fun commanding the main officer of the unit and using skills and magic to defeat the other units that I am going against. Next is Ys, the Ark of Nephishtim. So the Ys series definitely never disappoint. This is another game that you should definitely add to your collection. The Ys, the Ark of Nephishtim is definitely a very good game. However, this definitely reminds me a lot of the game that I played a long time ago for the PlayStation system, the original, which is Star Ocean, the second story. This is definitely a very good game. It reminds me a lot of that game, so I could easily get into this the storyline of this game, and for sure you need a whole lot of time in the chair playing this game in order to get the story a little bit better. For the footage sake, this is the only things that I've gotten. I definitely saved this gameplay after I have finished recording the footage for you guys, and I'm definitely gonna sit down and continue playing this game for you guys, and maybe in the near future I can talk to you about how far I've gotten into the game as well. But definitely a very good game. It's something that you should definitely add to your PSP collection for sure. We have here Need for Speed Underground 2. What can I say? Need for Speed is definitely a super fun game. One of my most favorite games actually from EA Games, which is the Need for Speed series. Definitely something that I always gotten into ever since I was in high school. I was definitely into the import cars and the making the cars really fast and improving whatever you guys have in your car, putting turbos and your intercoolers and then your spoilers and all that good stuff that comes within the game is definitely something that I can get into really, really easily. Next up is the Pokemon Stadium Original. Pokemon Stadium for the N64 was definitely a very, very good game. It was the very first Nintendo Pokemon game that allowed you to use your Pokemons from your original Nintendo Game Boy to be able to transfer it in game for you to use. I remember watching some YouTube videos where they held a tournament back in New York City, I believe, where you actually use your Pokemon to challenge other Pokemon players, and made the best grand champion Pokemon dueler wins a grand prize, I believe. Definitely a very good game to pick up if you guys ever come across it. I actually have this one in the Japanese version as well, where I picked up back in I believe June, and I was attending E3 at that time, and I went to that store in LA. I believe it's a Retro Game Camp. It's called Pocket Monster 2. Yes, don't be afraid if you ever come across Pocket Monster 2. That just means that it's the original version, which is the counter of the Pokemon Stadium, which we have in English. Anyway, we got our Pokemon Pikachu got torn up by Oddish there. I did not realize that Oddish was actually a ground type, which is a lot stronger than electrical type. But here we have Charmander, who's gonna be finishing him off and destroying him with Flamethrower. Anyway, this is definitely a very good game. If you guys ever come across it, don't hesitate, pick up the game, and also enjoy it. And it's definitely a very good game to add into your collection. So next up we have Super Mario All-Stars. I was actually super glad to finally get a hold of a copy of this game, Super Mario All-Stars, because this game includes all the previous Super Marios from 1983, 1985, 86, and so on, and also the Super Mario 3 and then Super Mario The Lost Levels. Definitely a very good collection to pick up, in my opinion, and I'm just really glad that I finally have my own copy, and it's something that I look forward to playing with and with family as well. And this is definitely something that you should definitely pick up when you guys get a chance to see somewhere, in any kind of store that you guys stop by to, any retro store. If you find it, definitely go get it, because it's worth every penny. Up next we have Mario Kart. Oh my gosh, what can I say? Mario Kart has always been so fun. I don't know what it is about the game, but it's just something that I just can't put it down. Every time I play it, I feel like if you want to get that number one first place whenever you're racing, you want to get that first place and you never want to lose. And for some reason, Mario Kart is just so fun that it never frustrates you. This is one of those games that actually is so chilled that even if you lose to your brother, you lose to your sister, or anybody who you're playing with, especially this game, you're gonna enjoy it no matter what, and you're just gonna keep pressing that. I find myself just pressing the next race button for some reason, and I don't mind it. This game is just super fun. Like I said, it's really full of wacky things for its age. For the original Nintendo Wii, this is definitely a classic and should be one of those games to grace your collection. This is Thor, God of Thunder. So the Thor God of Thunder is definitely a very good action superhero game. Definitely gets tiring sometimes when using the nunchucks, especially when you're swinging it around, because there's a certain move that you have to swing to hit everybody that's kind of surrounding you, and then you have to slam it down in order to make a Thor hammer, area of effect damage. So all in all, it's still a very good game, although I wish I could have just controlled and use a controller for this game. But nonetheless, the God of Thunder never disappoints. It's got fairly good graphics for a very old system such as the Nintendo Wii, and it's still crisp, and definitely the controls are easier to use, just like any other superhero action games that came out for the Wii system. It always emphasizes just using the nunchucks for the gameplay itself. It's fairly easy to play the game. It's not very challenging, but like I said, your wrist is definitely gonna get tired from all the swinging and all the other movements that you have to do if you play this game religiously. Anyway, definitely a good game that I picked up. There's a couple more that I want to show you. Basically, they all are going to have the same controls, just like the Thor game. Anyway, if you guys come across it, don't be shy. Go pick it up. It's probably going to be very cheap. I picked this up for $3.99, half off. So most likely it's $1.50. So that's not very heavy. That's not very heavy on the budget. Alright guys, time to show you my face. So that is Thor God of Thunder. I got a couple more, actually not just a couple, I got more to show you of the things that I picked up for October. So we have here Spider-Man Shattered Dimension. Now this is a very excellent game. I played this in the Xbox 360 game, and let me tell you guys, excellent Spider-Man game. Definitely something worth picking up if you guys come across it, and you will not regret it. Of course, it requires the nunchucks as your main controller, but who cares? This is just an excellent game. This is definitely something that you should play, and you know what? Enjoy it. What do we have here next? I also picked up the Iron Man 2 game, which is the game that you get to control Iron Man and War Machine, which is a very, very fun and pretty cool game that came out for the Nintendo Wii. I'm just so sad that Nintendo Wii was actually a very different type of system from all of the Nintendo stuff that already came out, which is, I feel like it's unique with the usage of nunchucks, which is something that was brand new but at that time, and you know what, I found it very enjoyable. Alright, so next up we've got, let's see here, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Now, I'm a big fan of Donkey Kong ever since the Super Nintendo system back in the 90s, and I'm just glad that they remade this game again. This is something that we should all have in our collection, and definitely was able to pick this up for less than $5, because they priced it at $10, but all the time I go there on a Monday at Savers and be able to save 50% off on all my purchases. So as much as I can, I try to limit myself in a certain budget, but yeah, definitely a good game. If you guys come across it, go pick it up. And oh, this one too. This one is Super Mario Brothers Wii, which is the 3D version of the brand new Super Mario. Well, I should say more newer Super Mario than the older ones, which is 2D. This one is the 3D version where you can actually play with 4 people in one screen. Now, this is such a super fun game. There's new power-ups that you can use. You can throw snow, and you can actually roll in a ball, which is pretty fun. And yeah, all around, it just a ton of fun. So if you guys have friends coming over, this is one of those games that you should definitely pick up and play with your friends. So next up, we have Tales of Xillia. So we got Tales of Xillia right over here. It's another game that I picked up. It was a little bit pricier for its age. Sure, it's for the PlayStation 3, but let me tell you something about the Tales of Xillia. Now, you should know me by now that I am a big fan of role-playing games. I like in-depth stories. I like things that actually is very compelling, and it allows me to kind of solve the mystery of a game by going through the entire game and learning about each and every character that I come across, and even the characters that I use. Now, Tales of Xillia is definitely one of those games that actually, let me tell you guys, Tales of Xillia definitely transports me to a whole different world where, you know, your decisions is definitely different than anything else. This is not some kind of role-playing that I've already played from the past. This is certainly something new, and I've recently became a fan of the Tales series. And man, this game, once you start playing it, it's just so beautiful. It's like you're immersed to a whole new universe that definitely is catered for you. And it's like a very, very good book that once you start reading to it, you can't stop reading it. So yeah, my suggestion, guys, when you come across this game at this price, which was priced at $14.99, it's still definitely something that you should pick up no matter what, just because the gameplay value of the game is something that that I feel like what makes the game worth it. Next up, we have Disgaea 4. I just can't believe Disgaea 4 has become so popular. I remember this game coming out for the PlayStation 2 with the original Disgaea game, and I thought that was a very awesome game. It was very immersive, and now a couple years down the future, we are actually at Disgaea 5, this one is pretty old. This one is for the PlayStation 3, and Disgaea 5, I believe, is for the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, which is a very, very fantastic game. Again, Disgaea 4, this game is another one of those quirky, very fun role-playing games that you could actually play, and let me tell you guys more about it. Disgaea 4 actually is very, very fun. This story, as you guys can already see from the screen here, it's all about Velvetor. He's actually a vampire who refused to, actually he was once a tyrant, but as soon as he died and went to the netherworld, he stopped caring about consuming human blood, and therefore he's gotten so fascinated now with actual sardines. Yes, guys, sardines. This is why I thought this game is such a fun game. I don't mind playing quirky games, quirky role-playing games, just because, you know, you need that in your life. You need some comedy. You need some laughters in your life, and this is what Disgaea 4 brings it to the table. So this is definitely a fun game, something that has a very good story, funny, cool story. And I don't know if you guys remember the anime called Trigun. There is an in-depth story to Trigun, which is Vash's Stampede. Why do you think he's so happy all the time? Because he doesn't want to be sad, because there's something killing the person inside. So this is kind of like one of those animes. Instead of being an anime, it's a game. So yeah, definitely a very good game. If you guys come across Disgaea 4 like I have, this is something that you should pick up and enjoy playing as well. Up next we have Soul Blade. Now you guys know what Soul Blade is. If you're familiar with the game Tekken, yes, it was the same company that created Soul Blade. The Tekken series was the fighting game that now is so immersive that EVO 2019 just recently finished, and I think now they're having the Majors 2019, which is a bunch of pro players are gathering and trying to beat each other in the Tekken game. Anyway, back to Soul Blade. Now, if you guys look at this closely, Soul Blade, before it was Soul Calibur, it was actually called Soul Blade. Yes, this is a game that was created by Namco and now has been bought, not been bought, but now have partnered with Bandai, which is now the creator of Soul Calibur. So if you guys notice, the game is definitely fun with weapons, and so this is your early stages of Soul Calibur, pretty much, where Taki is here. Well, if you guys check all of the Soul Calibur character roster, some you will actually recognize if you have this game. Alright guys, so back to me, we got the Spider-Man, which is the original game that came out for the original PlayStation system. I would say this game was a very excellent game during those days, but now there's better Spider-Mans that have come out. The only gripe that I have with this game was the whole map was okay to look at where your mission is, where you're gonna go ahead and spring out your web. It's just that the looking around the whole area was so difficult, especially this being 3D, but you know, the characters are very 2D-ish, so it was really difficult to play with. But nonetheless, it was a very good game. It was something new that you can bring to your table and play with in the PlayStation system. Alright, so moving on to The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now this is one of the better Spider-Mans that I have played with in comparison to the other Spider-Mans that I played in the past. There's more stories there, there's more things that you can do, save people, swing from building to building, trying to get to your destinations, and beating up bad guys. There's a lot of bad guys here, not like the first game, which was this one, which is your most proponent enemy is Venom. In here you have more opponents. You got Kingpin, you got the guy that shoots electricity, I can't remember what his name was, and Venom is also here as well. Alright, next we have the Simpson Hit and Run. Now I can't believe this game is expensive. The only reason this game was expensive is because there's only so many that was printed. I think this was a short printed type of game. I should say short published type of game that it made itself very scarce, and now it's expensive just because of its rarity. Next we have the Namco Museum. Now what would a collection be without all of the Namco collection from the past? So I've got one for my PlayStation 3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One, and so on. And those classics are never going to disappear. So this is definitely one of those games that I am happy to have inside my collection. Next up we have Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. The Spyro game series is definitely a very good franchise. I mean, you guys already know they have so much different kinds of Spyro now, but this one was definitely a very good game that I picked up. This one is for the PlayStation 2 system. The Spyro, like I said, it's just a very enjoyable, very beautiful game, especially if you're playing this on an HD screen. It just makes it even more beautiful. Anyway, it's very fun. Different kinds of adventures that you can have in the game. You can breathe fire, you can breathe bubbles, ice, as soon as you unlock them. And it's very easy to follow whatever the game is trying to tell you, what the game is trying to tell you to do. And yeah, for sure, something that you can enjoy playing like this. Also, this game is very, I should say, they're on the pricey side. For some reason, I looked some of their prices up, and most of the original Spyro games for the PlayStation is fairly on a higher price. I mean, $16, sure, it might not sound like it's very expensive, but to budget gamers, budget collectors such as myself, I see that that kind of price is still kind of high. So, but I'm just really glad that I was able to find this game in Savers, and it was 50% off, so it wasn't really heavy on the budget. So guys, so we're getting close to the end of all the games that I picked up for October. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are, if this was food, you guys are already so full, but I'm still not done. I got more for you guys. So here we have, I found this one laying around in Savers, which is Crash Nitro Kart. I haven't tried it yet. It looks super fun. It does remind me a whole lot, like, I'm looking at the back of the game here, and this reminds me a lot of the Mario Kart, so I can't wait to try this game. If any of you guys already tried this a long time ago, tell me what you think about it. Next, I found, now, a couple years back, I was a big fan of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Those were my most favorite Call of Duty. I found this one. I wanted to show this to you guys. It's called Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now, I am pretty much late when it comes to Call of Duty. The Call of Duty that I play now is for the Xbox One, but I've seen this one. I checked out some of the YouTube videos online, and I'm just not impressed. I'm not a big fan of mechy and techie stuff. Like, seriously, you have an exoskeleton? That's not like, that's way too futuristic for my taste. We may have that in the military, but not in actual application right now, to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to get technical here, but I'm just saying, like, I prefer the olden days where we can just pick up a gun, shoot our enemies, and get a better KDR. And here, I mean, the reason I picked it up is because it was only for $2.50, but it's something that I can add to my collection, but it's not like I would go ahead and pour all my soul and time into playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Anyway, so I actually went to Target as well and picked up this brand new copy of Attack on Titan 2. I've never played the first one. I've seen my cousin play Attack on Titan, the very first one. He said that this was one of the games that he hasn't played yet. He finished the first one. He said it was very awesome. But he finished it on a PlayStation 4, but I picked one up for my Xbox One. And I can see here that you can actually create your own scout and relieve the season 1 and 2 from the anime, the whole tragedy that happened from season 1 and season 2. So as you can see, Aaron's right here. I'm a big fan of the anime as well. So I mean, my clan of family and my extended cousins are big fans of the Attack on Titan series. So definitely something that I will be playing pretty soon. And if I like it, I'm gonna make a video and then show you guys my gameplays. Alright, so what else have I picked up? I know I'm a big fan of the Final Fantasy franchise, and you guys already know that. I couldn't help myself, and I saw another copy and I just ended up buying it. This one was just, $5, but I try to make try to find a game that's better than my previous game, so that's why I've been buying it. And I think the disc 1 and disc 4 of this whole box are in very mint condition, besides the disc 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are kind of scratched up, but still playable. But I'm definitely gonna be keeping the 1 and the 2, and I'm transferring the older ones that I have in this case. Well, in this group of games. Next we have, I don't know if you guys are big fans of Harry Potter. I like the movie. I've also played the very first one, and then the Quidditch game that I bought before from Savers for like $5.99. I played that, so that one was a very good game. This one I picked up from Goodwill. It's $3. It looks pretty cool. There's more things to do in this game than the very first one, I believe, and can't wait to try it. I'll tell you guys about it in my next upcoming videos. And then there is Far Cry 4, which is I also picked up from Goodwill. You know what? I never got to check. Yep, it is the CD. You know, sometimes in Goodwill, you have to check those CDs. Open it up, check the CD if it's the actual CD. Because sometimes I actually found a Zelda game which did not have the Zelda in it. I almost bought it, and thank goodness I've taken a look, and I brought it up to the people in the cashier to let them know, hey, you know, you're selling this, but it's not what the cover says. So, but anyway, Far Cry 4 is, I would say, a very innovative game. I still prefer the Far Cry Primal, just because it's a little bit more primal. You're kind of like a nomadic person that are, you know, doing missions as well. So I think I prefer that. It kind of reminds me a whole lot of what game is that? Dying Light, and yeah, I think it's exactly just like Dying Light, where you can create your own weapons and out of, you know, whatever is in your surroundings. That's something that I prefer. It's kind of like a survival almost type of game. Next up, we've got Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga for the Nintendo Wii. This is also from Goodwill. So yeah, $3, not bad. It's got everything that I need to play the game. It's got its manual and everything. So, yep. And it still needs the nunchucks. I wish some of the games could actually be used with a controller. I do own the controller, but there's only so very few Wii games that you can use the controller to, which is I'm pretty bummed about, especially the I finished the Zelda Twilight Princess, and also there's that other one where you turn into a wolf series of the Zelda. That one was pretty fun, but it gets tiring in the hands. I mean, thank you so much for making Wii U. Now we could actually use a controller versus using a nunchuck. So yeah, that's one of the games that that's one of the systems that I'm very glad that came out, and I'm happy to have finally owned one. And yeah. Then up next, my last one from Goodwill was, yes, I am a big fan of the fighting games. Virtua Fighter 5, I found this and I would never let it pass because I played this game a long time ago. Big fan. As you can see from the very first video, the games that I showed you for the PSP was the Sega Genesis collection for the PSP, which include Virtua Fighters, where it's not like Virtua Fighters 5, but it's more like a 2D Virtua Fighters, but nonetheless, it's still very enjoyable. And one more game that I've actually picked up from Goodwill was Celebrity Deathmatch. Now, this game really cracks me up. Let me show you why, and I'll talk to you guys about what this game is about. It's just really funny, and I find it very enjoyable and pleasing to play.
Welcome to Celebrity Deathmatch. I'm Nick Diamond.
And I'm Johnny Gomez, proud to serve as your host for this wild evening.
The game is just so goofy in a way that, you know, even if you lose in this game, you're not gonna be mad, and you're using celebrities, which is, you know, with the likes of Dennis Rodman, Ron Jeremy is even here. You can beat them up as much as you want and not feel bad about it. But anyway, other than that, it's just goofy. It's just a goofy type of gameplay, and I don't mind playing this because it's just very funny and enjoyable.
Too slow. Too slow, loser.
I'll allow it.
You going down for that, pal?
Hey, what is that smell? You smell that? It smells like feet. And ass.
A lot of tension down there, Nick.
Rodman goes for 2. Here's the play of the day.
Hey!
Rodman goes for 2. Here's the play of the day.
Ow!
That celebrity looks like a cat's toy out there.
Ouch! Their ancestors felt that one. Ouch! I can already hear the sound of taps.
Rodman goes for 2.
I suddenly hear Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls. This fight just got as ugly.
That's it. This fight is over. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And that is the Celebrity Deathmatch. I'm telling you guys, it's just so fun. And I got a couple of my friends that are coming over. We're probably gonna play this game most of the time just because we want to beat up each other. And what better to do it while using celebrities to beat each other up. So guys, there's a couple more things that I want to show you. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. I think I've done good so far for the month of October. Don't you guys agree? We have here Age of the Empires 3. I played all the Age of the Empires, and to be honest, the reason I picked this up is because it was only for $2. But this was not my favorite. My most favorite one was Age of the Empires 2, and also Age of the Empires Mythology, which is, it included, you know, the Greek god Zeus and all that stuff. But this one, I think it also includes some heroes that you can unlock. I think it's got Squanto, George Washington, even Magellan. So not bad, but not one of my favorite Age of the Empires. Next, I've been looking for this one, and finally I am actually finally glad to find one as well. World of Warcraft: The Lich King. And yeah, definitely a good game to finally come into my hands, so then I could actually start playing World of Warcraft again. And who knows, maybe I'll show a gameplay of my character as well to you guys. But there are so much games out there. There's better games, but I'm not trying to say that World of Warcraft was not a better game. It's this one was one of the better games of its time. Even, you know, even if other companies came out with different kinds of MMOs, everybody just kind of fallen into the Blizzard franchise of World of Warcraft, and people still play it today. You know, millions of people still play it today. So, you know, I'm one of those guys, and hopefully I can make a video of my character and show you guys what he's up to nowadays. Finally here, I also picked this up from Savers, by the way. So I saw Diablo 2 collection from Savers, and I've been looking for one of these for the longest time now. They were selling this for $12, but I only got it for $6. If you guys go to Walmart, they don't even have this entire set anymore. They only have this one small box that you can purchase, and it has a CD in it. I mean, I feel like that was pathetic, and I would never buy that. And for the longest time, I think I lost my entire battle chest of Diablo 2 a long time ago, back in 2000 something, and I'm just glad to finally have my own copy again, and this is definitely going to be added into my collection for sure. Now to finally put the games pickup for the month of October to close, this was my final purchase for the month of October, which is the Ni no Kuni 2 for the PlayStation 4, and this is the entire collector's edition for the Ni no Kuni 2. Now this is brand new. I bought this from GameStop a couple of days back. It was on clearance for, I only paid like $112 for the entire collection. I have not opened it yet. As you can see, there's the seal here, and I think I'm just gonna keep it like this for now, since I've already have just the CD. I do have just the game for the Ni no Kuni 2, and I'm just glad to finally get the collector's edition, just because I want to keep it in pristine condition such as this. It has all the good stuff in there. Maybe someday I'll open this up for you guys so you can see what's inside, but for now we're gonna keep it in its original form, and hopefully open it someday. Anyway, that is the end for the games pickup of for the month of October, and I'm so thankful for you guys watching this, and I want to greet you guys happy Halloween again. I guess it's time for me to put on my costume too, so hopefully you guys have a very good Halloween, and until next time, thank you so much for watching my videos. Oh, by the way, what are you guys gonna be wearing for Halloween anyway? I have my costume. I don't know what to wear. Let's check it out. I don't know. Maybe one more try. Huh. Yeah, definitely. I'll keep this one. This is the one that I'll wear. I don't want to go with Psycho. Anyway, I want to say thank you guys again for watching the video. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. That would definitely give me more motivation to make more videos for you guys in the future. And also, if you guys want to help me out, I'm actually trying to figure out what videos I should make for next time. Of course, there's going to be a games pickup video of November, but within that month, I just want to make this one random video for you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Go ahead and leave that in the comments below, and I will skim through it, see what I think would be best to do. And by the way, December, guys, I'm planning to do a giveaway. So if you guys are subscribed to my channel on the month of November, I'm definitely gonna have a giveaway for December 25th. So keep that in mind, and also let your friends know so then they can actually benefit from being a subscriber to my channel. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. Happy Halloween, and enjoy all those candies. Okay guys, I know that I've already said my goodbyes, but I want you guys to check out this awesome YouTuber. His name is Sam, and his YouTube channel is called Contagious Collections, and I want you guys to check out his stuff because he has more experience than me when it comes to collecting retro things and retro game in regards to collecting games. He's got so much collection, you guys won't believe it, and it will blow your mind. So again, it's called Contagious Collections, and you know, we would definitely appreciate you guys supporting the local channel and the local community when it comes to retro games and retro collecting. Anyway, thank you again, guys. Have a nice, safe, happy Halloween.